Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
What if I told you the player everyone's dismissing as a consolation prize might actually be the exact piece that completes Toronto's championship puzzle? The Blue Jays just reached out to one of baseball's most accomplished winners, and the timing reveals something fascinating about how elite organizations think about roster construction. This isn't about settling, this is about surgical precision in building a dynasty. Let me explain why this could be the move that defines Toronto's next era. The Blue Jays have contacted Scott Boras, the agent representing three-time All-Star Alex Bregman, according to Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. Now, before you write this off as Toronto's backup option after missing out on bigger names, consider what just happened. This organization went from last place in 2024 to Game 7 of the World Series in 2025. They were 2 outs away from hoisting the commissioner's trophy before Miguel Rojas tied it in the 9th and Will Smith crushed their dreams in the 11th inning at Rogers Center. That kind of near miss teaches you something crucial about what separates good teams from champions. Here's what makes this Bregman pursuit so strategically sound. Toronto has already committed massive resources to pitching excellence. Dylan Cease anchors the rotation with his 7-year, $210 million contract, joining Kevin Gausman, Shane Bieber, Jose Barrios, and breakout ace Trey Yovich. They fortified the bullpen with Tyler Rogers on a 3-year, $37 million deal, bringing his elite contact management skills and that devastating submarine delivery. Then there's Cody Ponce, the KBO MVP, who struck out a record-breaking 252 batters, signed for 3 years and $30 million. That's $277 million invested in pitching. Now they're ready to complete the offensive side of the equation. Alex Bregman turns 32 next season. He missed 7 weeks last year with a quad injury while playing for Boston. These are facts that skeptics will immediately point to as red flags. But let's look at what actually happened on the field. Bregman posted a 273, 360, 462 /line with 18 home runs and an 822 OPS in his first season outside Houston. After missing May through mid-July, he maintained his trademark plate discipline, walking more than he struck out. His .365 career on-base percentage isn't random variation. It's the result of one of baseball's most refined batting eyes. This is a hitter who understands the strike zone at an elite level and has proven that skill translates regardless of uniform. The championship experience factor matters more than analytics can capture. Bregman owns 2 World Series rings from Houston in 2017 and 2022. He's played in 4 fall classics. That's not just postseason at-bats on a resume. That's institutional knowledge about performing under maximum pressure. Toronto already has former Astros teammates George Springer and Miles Straw in the clubhouse. Adding Bregman doesn't just upgrade third base, it imports championship DNA into an organization that's still learning how to finish. When you've come as close as the Blue Jays did last October, veteran leadership from proven winners becomes the difference between repeating the heartbreak and breaking through. The alternative scenarios involve Kyle Tucker or re-signing Bo Bichette. Tucker just posted a 266, 337, 464 season with the Cubs, hitting 22 homers and stealing 25 bases. He's the consensus top bat available and projected to command deals exceeding $350 million over 10-plus years. Bichette bounced back with a 311, 357, 483 line, 18 home runs, and 94 RBIs, positioning himself for contracts around $180 to $210 million. The financial math is straightforward. Signing 2 of these 3 caliber players would push Toronto's payroll into territory they've never explored. But smart organizations don't just chase the biggest names, they identify the precise fit that maximizes existing strengths. Bregman provides something neither Tucker nor Bichette can match, which is seamless positional integration without creating new problems. He steps directly into third base, allowing Ernie Clement to play his natural second base position, where he's a defensive asset. Addison Barger shifts to right field full-time, where his bat profile's better. Andres Jimenez stays at shortstop with his Gold Glove caliber defense intact. This isn't roster Tetris, where you're forcing pieces into uncomfortable spots. This is organizational optimization, where everyone plays to their strengths. Tucker creates an outfield logjam that requires moving someone or platooning players who should play every day. Re-signing Bichette keeps a player at shortstop whose defensive metrics have declined and whose long-term positional home remains uncertain. The defensive component deserves emphasis because Toronto's championship window demands it. Bregman won the Gold Glove at third base with Houston in 2024. His plus 3 outs above average in 2025 continued a 5-year trend of positive defensive metrics. In a division featuring Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Rafael Devers, and other elite right-handed threats, premium defense at the corner positions becomes non-negotiable. Bregman provides exactly that while simultaneously adding right-handed power to balance Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s left-handed dominance. This creates the kind of lineup construction that wears down opposing managers over a 162-game season. Here's where the strategic brilliance becomes obvious. Bregman's projected contract sits around 5 years and $160 million, roughly $32 million annually. That's substantially less than Tucker's expected annual value of $35 to $40 million over significantly more years. This financial structure gives Toronto flexibility to address other roster needs. Maybe they add another high-leverage reliever to support Jordan Romano. Maybe they extend key young players before they reach free agency. Championship roster construction isn't about assembling the most impressive individual talent. It's about creating a cohesive unit where every piece amplifies the others. Bregman fits that philosophy perfectly. The market dynamics favor Toronto in ways that matter beyond dollars. Boston wants Bregman back after his productive 2025 season. The Cubs need a third baseman if they lose Tucker to free agency. The Diamondbacks have a vacancy at the hot corner. But none of these teams can offer what Toronto provides, which is a roster that just proved it can win in October with a championship window open right now. For a player entering his age 32 season who's already won twice, joining a legitimate contender beats joining a team that hopes to contend eventually. Bregman has nothing left to prove individually. What he wants now is another parade, and Toronto gives him the best chance at that. Consider what this signing would signal to the rest of baseball. It would demonstrate that Toronto learned the right lessons from their World Series near miss. It would show they understand championship roster construction isn't always about the biggest splash, but about identifying the precise upgrade that completes your puzzle. It would prove they're committed to winning now while maintaining future flexibility. Most importantly, it would give them a proven winner who's been exactly where they're trying to go and knows what it takes to get there. That kind of leadership becomes invaluable when you're navigating the pressure of championship expectations. The Blue Jays aren't choosing Bregman because they struck out on Tucker or couldn't afford Bichette. They're pursuing him because he represents strategic precision over flashy headlines. Sometimes the smartest move in the room isn't the one that generates the most social media buzz. It's the one that actually makes your team better in the ways that matter for winning championships. Alex Bregman checks every single box for what Toronto needs right now. Championship pedigree, positional fit, defensive excellence, right-handed power, and veteran leadership. This isn't plan B. This is exactly the kind of chess move that separates organizations that almost win from organizations that actually do.